Good morning, children. Yesterday we studied about balanced and unbalanced forces. Okay. So in continuation of that, today we'll study about three laws. First law is first law of motion, second law of motion, and third law of motion. Okay. So based on specific scientific reasons, and which was a very tough subject to many of the philosophers and scientists. So Galileo Galilei and Einstein, they gave suitable explanation through their laws of motion. Okay. Now we try to know about first law of motion. There are three laws of motion in that first law of motion. So before understanding this first law of motion, we'll go through some explanation or example. Then we'll try to find what are the things here. Okay. See, by observing the motion of objects on an inclined plane. So this is inclined plane. The plane, this is inclined like this. This. Okay. So Galileo observed the motion of the object on the inclined plane. Okay. Galileo deduced that objects move with a constant speed when no force acts on them. So what he found? Objects move with constant speed. Means when they are on the inclined plane, they move with constant speed without external force. Means when no external force acts, when no force acts on it. This is interesting because if you take a notebook like this or any book like this, just okay. If you keep and if you try to move this pen, it will move little, but you make it slant or inclined, it moves without force. It will move. Okay. So this is the reason why objects move with constant speed when no force is acting on it. Okay. He observed that when a marble rolls down in inclined plane, we used a marble here. Okay. When a marble moves in an inclined plane, its velocity increases. When you used marble, its velocity increased. Velocity, what happened to the velocity? Velocity of the marble increased, even though there is no external force. So in the next chapter, we will learn that the marble falls under the unbalanced force of gravity as it rolls on and attains a different velocity by time it reaches the bottom. So in next chapter, we will study about this, why the marble will come down or what is the reason. So the reason is very simple. Due to unbalanced force of gravity, it rolls down and reaches the bottom. So its velocity decreases when it climbs up as shown in figure. Suppose, okay, you take two inclined plane. Okay, just to if these are kept close, so it will come like this, and here the velocity. See, first here the velocity will increase. Velocity of the marble will increase. So when it climbs here, its velocity decreases. Means when it moves atop, its velocity decreases. When it moves from top to bottom without external force, its velocity will increase. So there is figure 9.5b. C also is there. You can check it out. Okay. Shows a marble resting on an ideal frictionless plane. There is a marble which is resting here. It is resting here. It is coming here, moving here, but there is one marble which is resting here. Okay. Frictionless. There is no friction on both sides. Even though there is no friction, it is coming down, moving up, coming down, moving up. Okay. So Galileo argued that when the marble is released from left, when you leave it from the left, it would roll down the slope and go up to the opposite of the same height from which it was released. Okay, very simple. If this is a plane like this, two inclined mirrors or two inclined planes are there. This is one inclined and attached to is there is one more. Okay, so in between little gap may be there, okay. So what happens here? The speed of the marble will not decrease. The speed of the marble will not decrease because whatever the speed or whatever the velocity it is having initially, again with the same speed it will go at the same point. Suppose you leave the marble from here, it reaches there, again it will come back. Okay. So he argued that if the inclination of the planes on both sides are equal, then marble will climb the same distance that it covered while rolling down. If the inclination, these both are at the same distance, these both should be at same distance. If inclinations are at the same distance and the velocity with which it is coming rolling down and with the same velocity will climb up. Okay. If the angle of inclination of the right side plane were gradually decreased, suppose if we decrease the angle, means if we reduce it, if you make, so instead of that, if you make this smaller, this is larger, this is very small like this. If you decrease it, what happens there? Then the marble would travel further distance till it reaches the original height. So it will travel further distance till it will travel for original height. If the right side plane were ultimately made horizontal, that is the slope is reduced to 0. If the slope is less, so slowly the slope, so whatever the slope is there, go on, make it small, make it small, make it small. Then what happens? If it made 0, the marble would continue to travel forward trying to reach the same height that it was leaving from. Whatever the height you are leaving from here, suppose if you start from here, it will stop here only. If you start from here, it will stop here only. If you stop here only. So this is a case of marble traveling in inclined plane. Okay. The unbalanced forces on marble in this case are 0. In this case, the unbalanced force is 0. Unbalanced force is 0. So it thus suggests that unbalanced force, that is external force, is required to change the motion of the marble, but no net force is needed to sustain the uniform motion of the marble. So if you want to sustain the unbalanced force, okay, what happens? To sustain the uniform motion of the marble, there is unbalanced force required, means external force is required to maintain the what? Motion of an object. But no net force is needed to sustain the uniform motion. No net force is required. Application force is not required. Only external force is required. Okay. In practical situation, it is difficult to achieve a zero unbalanced force. Practically, it is highly difficult to achieve what? Zero unbalanced force. Zero unbalanced force is not possible practically. Only theoretically it is possible. So this is because of the presence of the frictional force acting opposite to the direction of the motion. Because why? There is frictional force acting opposite to the motion. That's why there cannot be zero unbalanced force. This is okay. Thus, in practice, the marble stops after traveling some distance. Generally, what happens? Marble stops after traveling some distance. Okay. The effect of the frictional force may be minimized by using a smooth marble. You can use a smooth marble and a smooth plane and providing a lubricant on the top of the planes. You take smooth marble. Okay. Marble should be plain, smooth should be plain, smooth marble, smooth plane, and providing a lubricant on the top of the plane. So above this plane you should apply lubricant. Okay. So this what frictional force can be minimized, can be reduced if the surface is smooth, if there is smooth plane, and if you want to make still smoother, you should add lubricant to that. Okay, this is one concept given by Galileo. Then again, the same idea was continued by Newton. Newton further studied Galileo's ideas on force and motion. Newton studied the force and motion of Galileo's idea. Okay, so he presented three fundamental laws that govern the motion of objects. So he provided, who provided? Newton provided three fundamental, that is basic, fundamental laws that govern the motion of object, that will prove the motion of object. These three laws are known as Newton's laws of motion. Newton's laws of motion. Okay. And first law. The first law of motion is stated. What does the first law states? First law statement is an object remains in a state of rest or motion. State of rest or of uniform motion or of uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change the state. What? Unless compelled to change the state, to change that state by an applied force, by an applied force. So what does it say? An object remains in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change that state by an applied force. Suppose I will keep a duster here. This indicates first law. What? This will remain in state of rest unless you apply, unless you compel, apply external force. When you apply force only it will change the state of motion or state of rest, otherwise it will not change. When you apply force it will change. Okay, so this will prove but this is the first law of motion. Okay, some examples we will discuss. In other words, all objects resist a change in the state of motion. All objects will have resistance in the state of motion. In a qualitative way, the tendency of disturbed object to stay at rest or keep moving with the same velocity is called inertia. There is one more term called inertia. One more word is there which is called inertia. Okay. So this is one more definition I will discuss with you here only. Okay. The inherent property possessed by all bodies. Whatever the objects they are, all body possess a property to oppose a change in the state of motion or rest. There is an important quality in any object which will resist the change in the motion or change of the rest position. Okay, so such a term we use is called inertia. This is why the first law of motion is also known as laws of inertia. So first law of motion is also known as law of inertia. Okay, I think it is clear. The tendency of undisturbed object, I told. Undisturbed. Undisturbed means suppose I will take a duster here, I will keep here. This one. The tendency of undisturbed object to stay at rest. This is at rest or to keep moving with the same velocity is called inertia. If it is moving, continuously it is moving, and if it is undisturbed, it is at rest. Such a position is called inertia. So that's why this law is called law of inertia. Okay. Certain experience that we come across while traveling in a motor car can be explained on the basis of law of inertia. See, when you are traveling in a motor car or car, we tend to remain at rest with respect to the seat until the driver applies a brake. Suppose you are moving in a bus, standing in a moving bus. You are traveling in a bus. Okay. So you are standing here. You are standing here. Okay. You are at rest. You are remaining at rest with respect to the seat until the driver applies a braking force. You are on the seat or you are sitting. Okay. You are not able to move. When you move means when a driver applies brake, you are able to move. Means driver applies a braking force to stop the motor car. He will try to stop the bus or car. But what happens here? With the application of brakes, the car slows down, but our body tends to continue in the same state of motion because of inertia. You are in the seat. Sometimes you may move little, but you are at the rest. Even though bus is moving, but you are at rest because of the quality present in you is called inertia. Okay. A sudden application of brakes may thus cause injury to us. Sometimes what happens? There is injury to us when suddenly brake is applied. Okay. So there are many instances by impact of or collision with the panels in front. Sometimes you are simply sitting, suddenly if a driver applies brake, you will go and hit the front seat. Why? Because you are at rest, suddenly when brake is applied, you are disturbed. Means, so safety belts are worn to prevent such accidents. Safety belt nowadays they are wearing, especially they have made compulsory to wear safety belt to prevent from accidents. Safety belts exert a force on our body to make the forward motion slower. So what is the function of safety belt? So safety belt, if it is there, our moving forward when brake is applied will be reduced. So moving forward, when you want to move suddenly when the brake is up, you suddenly will move.